Oh, snap.
Oh snap!
Schnishel, schnishel, snappy, whistle.
I gotta ask you a technical question afterwards, but I'll probably ask it now because why not? Yeah, I'm trying to get a soundboard to work on here, and I was testing it out on the other pod last week,
Yeah.
and to get results, it was poor because you could like I was playing it off of my computer speakers, and it was getting sound through this microphone, but I would like them to be more integrated, even though it's a soundboard off of like the internet. So
Like a
yeah,
soundboard with sound effects?
yeah. So essentially, how to get internet browser sound through our output,
Oh.
output, output.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone else was asking me something similar. For anyone who's watching, if you guys use StreamYard, you know all of the StreamYard stuff is online, so
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty
That it
perfect.
is.
I know that you can suggest things to StreamYard, so I would say suggest the option to have a soundboard. They do offer the option now if you guys are looking for your own type of streaming service. Once again, we recommend StreamYard, and if you want, you could ask us for a referral code because we get hooked up and you get hooked up. They do have a thing now where you can add background music, so there's some default ones already with StreamYard, like this one. Let's see if this is how this sounds. I've never used it before.
Yeah, some of these are okay.
But these play in the background. They're not like, and I
Yeah.
don't know how loud they're gonna sound when you hear them play back. I also don't know how long it is. That's one of the that's one of the disadvantages of it is like, yeah, this is gonna play. How long does it play for? No clue. Okay. How loud is it? As loud as it sounds, you'll have to listen back to
It's
know.
this loud. We don't know.
Was it blasting over your voices or under your voice? Who knows? You'll hear it when you listen back.
I don't know. I think I was watching the. This is kind of nuts to talk over this.
Yeah,
But,
I'm just gonna turn it off.
No, you can keep. It's a challenge.
We don't need it.
No, don't do that. It's weird. So I was watching the T-Pain podcast, Nappy Boy,
Oh,
Nappy
yeah.
Boy Radio.
Yeah.
First of all, I feel every podcast, if you're not gonna, you either do it like the full like ADD having, no attention span having podcasts like T-Pain's route, or you do it like us, and there's no middle ground because that shit is like if you're bored and you're falling asleep, they'll make sure by the next segment you're awake.
Yeah.
Horns and bells and blah, 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 all the time. They had Chance the Rapper on, who's usually not the most exciting person. And
Right.
They made him interesting.
Oh shit.
They made him funny. I clued in, and this is hard for me. It was an hour and 44 minutes, and they had me for a solid like 50 minutes before I was like, all right, I'm done with this. And
yeah. It's good to listen to you, Chance, but I think I'm out.
Yeah, like I don't know. I'm on this tip net where like I can't listen to other full podcasts anymore because I do so many. So like I'll just catch clips. So like lately, like I've been finding myself going back in his button because like I saw a clip of like him talking about 50 Cent and his son, and then like a clip of like one of the new guys flipping out and taking off their sweater and being like, "This ain't entry level," and yelling at Joe. And they have a whole new set now, which looks like I guess Parks' wife finally kicked him out the studio because they had to rent something, or I don't know.
But really?
Yeah, like they're in like a penthouse overlooking like the water in Jersey and shit now. It's like with white couches. It's all kind of fancy. Looks like The View.
It kind of sounds like they're copying Rory and Mal though, because Rory and Mal.
I checked them and they're in like a warehouse. I'm like, oh, they must be on location. No, they're like, I don't know. They're no longer in a basement, basically. I don't think so.
They were in a studio. They were at there's this studio in New York where who's the girl that left Joe's network? The two girls.
Jeez, they had their own show, right? And then they were gone. Yeah.
So one of the girls is
Marissa.
Horrible Decisions or something, but it's spelled whore like WHORE.
Nope.
I think it's that girl. Hold on.
Don't know you.
Horrible Decisions. Okay. So one of the hosts of Horrible Decisions, which is, I'm trying to find the name of the two hosts. Let me look. But one of the actually, the team from Horrible Decisions, if I'm not mistaken, they help run a studio in New York. And the studio that they're invested in is the one where a lot of people, when they're looking for, like people in LA. So I've seen Andrew Santino's podcast. I've seen him and Bobby Lee. I've seen a few other people. When they're in New York, they use that studio that the Horrible Decision people work at
Mhm.
to record their podcast. And
Okay.
that's where Rory and Mal first started doing their show. Then they up and left and went and started doing it in like another set, which looked like a fake basement.
Yes, yeah, that's the one I was like
Yeah,
watching.
with the staircase. And then they started doing it at Rory's place
What?
where they just hold the mics. They don't even have the mics on stands. They're just holding the mics sitting on the couch together.
That's just Rory's house?
Yeah, that at least that's what they said with the white couches. So that's why when you describe Joe and them being on white couches also, I was just like, "Oh, okay, so everyone's just doing the fake white couch shit."
That's so weird.
Dude, this whole
First of all, the whole podcast thing, no offense, but if we could do this from here, I don't see the whole reason for a whole set and that and the
dude,
dressing unless you're doing numbers.
right. I've had people ask me that too because I've done some consulting for some folks and
Yeah.
they're just like, "Yeah, I'm in a studio and I have this set up," and I'm like, "That sounds great." I mean, if you have, like you said, if you
Eat
have
it.
the money early on
Yeah.
and you want to do that, and don't skin off my. I mean, do it. Do the most comfortable version of this that you can do. The reason I like doing it this way is like I can eat and then get up and come in here and sit down, do the show. I'm comfortable. When the show's done, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not driving anywhere. I'm not looking for parking. I'm not taking a bus. I'm in my house. And
Mhm.
but again, I'm blessed to have the space. You're blessed to have the space. I know not everyone has that situation.
Straight
So
up.
I know I'm privileged in that sense that I have enough space to do this. But I would say if you are going to try and do a podcast and you don't have the space, spending the money on a space still seems like a large investment financially. Whereas if you can find yourself a closet and light that up properly just to start off, it seems wiser to me financially. That's just me. Unless if you have the hookup, you have the hookup. If your boy's gonna hook you up for free studio time, do you? That's the
For
best.
sure,
But
yeah. But if you're trying to out here renting a warehouse and then you're bringing the
right,
mics and you're bringing all that and then have to take up and then take down and then obviously someone out the bunch is gonna want to burn one after or talk afterwards. So then you're there for like an all kind of hour or two afterwards and no man,
yeah.
fuck that shit, bro.
Like I like my setup is simple. I got my soundboard, my mic, got a
Mm,
good quality camera, and we pay for StreamYard. StreamYard really hooks it up. Shout outs to Kay. She was the one that originally mentioned StreamYard to us because she was doing some show in the States with a group of people,
yeah,
and she was just like, "Yeah, we keep signing on with the StreamYard thing. It's really good. You should check it out." And as soon as I tested out that first time for free, I was like, "Oh, this is what we got to use."
yeah.
And
And then we started using it and then like I think
yeah, yeah,
bro, I think I
yeah,
mentioned it as a joke, and I shit you not. But in a separate world called the toy community, every
yeah,
motherfucker out there is using StreamYard. Like it's just like boop,
yeah.
boop, 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 boop. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. Like,
Yeah.
no.
We definitely got on just at
Early,
the right
early.
time.
We were
Yeah, yeah,
March 2020. Blah, blah, blah. We could say that.
yeah,
March 2020, March
yeah,
18th, 2020. Actually, we were on that StreamYard. I was on a bus. You were at home. It was our first.
yeah.
No, sorry. That was Google Meets the first time. The first two times was
Oh,
Google
yeah,
Meets.
yeah, yeah. The pandemic ones?
Yeah.
We did the pandemic ones through Google for maybe
2
a couple months.
weeks. No, 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 no. We
We
must have got on StreamYard before, like way.
You think?
Yeah, bro. Like way up. Like at least maybe March, April, but by May, June, we were kicking
Yeah, that's
StreamYard.
fair. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know it was early on when Kay was doing that show with those people and during the pandemic. So that's when it was all because she had just gone to New York, had come back and had already linked up with them at some conference, and that's why she was jumping on it. So yeah, 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 yeah. But I think it's really good, and they've been like I remember when it was so like early that it didn't even have half the features it has now, and
Right?
like you couldn't do even the layouts. You didn't even have this many layouts. Like we have layouts where you and I can have the tight frame, the wide frame like we have right now. You can like focus on one person. You can share your screen. They didn't even have some of that stuff when we first started. And
Mm.
then they really stepped it up. They got bought. That's one thing too, which is what
Oh,
happens when you do a
that's
good
what
thing.
happens. Yeah. Yeah, actually I'm
Yeah.
trying to get bought too. Oh, your boy sold his first pair of shoes on StockX this
Oh,
week.
cool.
And now I understand.
Yeah.
Now I understand. I'm
The
almost like,
flip game on StockX is serious. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
like it's effortless. It's
Yeah.
effortless. Dude,
Because
I
you
had
post it
yeah,
and people
it's
are just
gone.
looking.
Not
Yeah.
even just looking. Like it's like so I had the Bart Simpson SB dunks. I
Okay.
bought them for retail. which was like whatever 134, tax include 155.
Yeah.
That was in June. I looked at these shoes. I'm like, they look nice, but I don't want them. I want to
Yeah.
flip them.
Yeah.
But like, I'm trying to do it like the local Montreal. Haha, find a friend, and there's like 900 shoe niggas in Montreal, and they're all like, if you got it and they don't have it, they don't want to give you the props or the, to actually give you what you're worth. So they
Yeah.
would try to undermine you, underball you, whatever. They're
Yeah.
doing that in the toy game now, which this is no diss, but like it's lately like everybody from like East Saint Michel, and they all happen to be from the Latin community. No diss to y'all, but like a lot of Ricardos be hitting me up about toys and then not hitting me about the toys, if you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
like, or like they'll come by, try to e-transfer, it won't work. I've all
Oh,
kind of thing, and I'm
yeah.
just like,
All this shady shit.
bro, just get me my cash. So, anyways, the same thing is happening in the shoe game. I get on StockX because I bought a pair of shoes on StockX. I see the Bart Simpsons. They're like the lowest ask is 328, and if you were to even put these up at 354, that's the lowest ask. So I'm almost like, right, or you could sell these shirts right now for 328. I'm almost like, nigga, bang. Like, what do you mean?
So you pretty much doubled.
Yeah.
Shit, that's good.
And one click. All you had to do is you put in what products do you have. You put in the shoe, you put in the size. They have the pictures. That's it. And then afterwards, it's like, okay, what's your shoe worth? Okay, you want to sell this? Bang, done. Then you print out a thingy, you put it in a shoe box, you put your shoe in a box. Luckily, I had a box because I just got my shoes.
Yeah.
Send it, and then
they check it.
The slip is already made, so you don't have to pay for shipping. You just
I know.
it off.
They check the shoe, right? Isn't that part of the stock?
Yeah, they check the shoe, but by the time they pick it up, so like say UPS picks it up Monday, by Tuesday they're like, yeah, we got your shoes. By Wednesday, not even Wednesday, Tuesday afternoon, here's your money, bro.
Oh shit. Okay.
Bye. I'm buying shoes now.
I got to start doing that for figures because they do like. Okay, is it okay? Hit me. What's the deal with the figures on there though?
There's not okay, so there isn't a deal with the figures on there because I hear that StockX is the thing for figures, but like that also is that's my business model, if you know what I'm saying.
What they're doing? Oh, I think you just froze.
Want to buy?
Sorry. I think you froze.
Hope I didn't cut out too bad. Beautiful, like froze at the perfect time.
Yeah. It looked like you were just pausing for dramatic effect, and then I was like, "Wow, I don't know if he's pausing for dramatic effect or if he actually is cut out."
No. It means I wasn't. It means someone is trying to stop me from putting my idea out there and telling the world.
Fair.
But essentially, I have the same idea, and I already got the .com. We just need to get the website going. But yeah, if we have something like that for figures where you have an oldie and it's worth this and whatever, and we can get that going, Brian, we need to talk infrastructure. That's all I got.
Yeah. I mean, it's because I have an extra Nightwing, those like special edition DC figures. So I have an extra Nightwing. I have an extra Watcher. I have an extra Back to the Future one. I have an extra Batman, the Reformed special edition Batman one. Like I have a whole bunch of extra figures just in boxes sitting in my closet that I'm like, okay, can I flip these now? Because I don't really have a use for them sitting in a box. So let someone else actually enjoy them, and we'll see how it goes.
Hey man, yeah. Well, I mean, diorama drama. I already have the .com, so you can't take it from me. But
that's dope. Diorama drama. Yeah, man. Geek stuff.
We actually should do the official intro, because we didn't even say like Geektastic Cypher.
Yeah,
we didn't do that. We didn't do that.
Geek Show. What's up, everybody? Geektastic Cypher. We are. I was back last week. I was in Toronto the week before, and I know we got to get the full. It's been a minute since we've had the whole crew, but so we should be good next week. I think everyone's supposed to be able to do next week.
But yeah, man. Next week is not Halloween. What's next?
No, not yet. It's the week after. Right. This is another thing I have to sell because I got the
Blue Marvel.
I have the leg. This dude's leg. I don't know who the hell this dude's leg is.
Controller. Yeah, you're not getting rid of that leg.
No, it's no.
Here's why is because.
What about the Watcher's head? extra head for
Watcher, maybe. The leg, probably not, because Blue Marvel's the type of figure where guys will see it and be like, "Who's this guy?" Because most of the OG heads don't know Blue Marvel.
But don't they want to build controller?
A lot of them wouldn't want to build controller, and they would. So they would try to find the piece elsewhere. You might get away with it then. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Also, I don't need a lot. Like, I got the Blue Marvel for in the one that you reminded me, instead of going from Big Bad Toy Store to just get it on Amazon.
Didn't that?
So
Yeah, it got much faster, right?
much
And
faster and cheap. Like, it
cheaper.
wasn't.
Yeah. Oh man, I
So
actually got a ship Gohan, but yeah, from BVDS.
yeah,
But
because I have Prime already, so they just shipped it, so I didn't have to pay anything extra. I just got it, so I was like, okay, fine. So the fact that I only paid like $30 for the figure, or $35 for the figure, I'm like, if someone wants the leg, I'll make it for a good price. And then for the head, the Watcher head, I got the what's his name, Star Lord T'Challa
yeah.
in Toronto for like $30. Some store had a whole bunch of them, had a whole bunch of Marvel Legends figures upstairs on the top floor. I was telling Dave last week, on the top floor of these BMV stores, there's this big one that's like 4 stories high. It's like bookstore, bookstore, bookstore. Then the top floor is just comic books. The whole top floor is just comic books. And then they have racks of just like, they have like every, like, not end cap, but on the sides of the pillars,
Yeah.
everywhere, it's just Marvel Legends just stacked for cheap. Like, I don't know if they're trying to, if they're buying them in larger bulk or whatever, but
They're
all
probably the toys that nobody wants, so they get them at like wholesale price or whatever. I don't know.
Hey man, I mean, I find it crazy if anyone doesn't want the T'Challa Star Lord, but I mean, that's a
Yeah,
totally
no, a lot of people don't want the T'Challa Star Lord because like the articulation on that thing. I actually have mine still in box. I haven't opened that wave at all.
mine's right here, standing next to what's her name from She-Ra.
Oh, okay. Or did you see the new Black Panther from Marvel Legends? The comic book based one.
No, I haven't
Oh,
seen
hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
If you guys are listening, once again, we always remind folks to check us out on YouTube or on
So-
twitch.tv/geektasticcypher if you want to see the stuff that we are showing.
Yeah,
Ooh, that's a nice looking figure.
And he's updated body, so he's on like the Vulcan body, so he has like what
full articulation and stuff.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Oh, speaking of random figures, again, I don't usually talk about figures because I'm not a big figurehead, but I'm still on the Super 7 mailing list, and they're dropping an ODB action figure.
Yeah, I saw that.
With full articulation. They're making it sound like this thing's going to be able to like bench press next to you at the gym, like the way they're playing up how much the articulation is so good on this one. So
I'm pretty sure Pharaoh is going to pick this up, and by Pharaoh, I am name dropping Pharaoh Monch, but yeah, he probably talked about wanting to get that.
I mean, I was tempted. I've got my Super 7 Run the Jewels, and I was like,
if they put out the rest of Wu-Tang, you see, that's the thing. In a situation like that, you have to be like, am I getting this ODB because they may release more of the Wu-Tang Clan afterwards, or am I gonna have to double back because they're probably gonna release like a 9-pack of them that's obviously gonna be an SEC exclusive, and it just goes into that
price too,
right? Like 400 or 500, like it could easily, like just how Mezco does theirs. Like I can never be a Mezco person because I just don't like the idea of soft goods too. Like I don't have details for my toys, so like everything's getting dusty.
Yeah.
And then if you have anything with soft goods, like actual clothing, and then the idea that they could possibly rip, nope, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah,
good.
That's fair. What's his name? Concrete Jungle, who did the Sean Price statue, the Ghostface. He did a Method Man Ghostface. He did a whole bunch of the statues, the Sean Price that I have here.
Yeah.
He did a MF Doom that he's not putting up for retail. He's not selling it. And everyone's getting big mad because I don't know. He did it with like 9 heads.
Where is he putting it then?
He went to New York Comic Con and showed it off.
Yeah.
And then every time he posted, he says side project, not for retail. And people keep getting mad, being like, listen, you need to stop showing us this fucking figure.
Then stop showing it then.
Yeah, dude, honestly, it's really upsetting. Like, even me, I'm seeing it and I'm like, yo, you need to stop sharing this because so it comes with a Danger Mouse head,
what?
Doom with the fedora, Doom with the hood, and Doom with the and Doom did this, like, I don't remember which version this is, but it's like a throwback to Minstrel Show with the big lips and an X over one of the eyes, and I don't remember which Doom album that is, but those are all the heads you can get with the MF Doom. But again, he's not actually selling it. Every time you see it, it says personal project only, not for sale, no release
Stop
plans.
posting it, you son of a
And
bitch.
dude, the comments are all people going like, "Yo, can you please stop fucking with us and just give us the damn fucking statue?"
Hey
And
yo.
and I almost want to hit him up because in the first time I bought a statue from him, I had to
Yeah.
DM him directly to ask him questions first because I was like, "Yo, what's the exchange and how are you with shipping to Canada and stuff like that?" So I almost want to message him and be like, "Yo, dude, like, can you at least put me on the list when you do actually release this? Because I don't believe for a second that
Right.
this personal project of yours is gonna stay a personal project when you know everyone and their cousin is out here begging for that figure to get that statue to get released."
Yeah, not a good idea.
I feel like it's at this point, it feels like it's just printing money. Just hit up Doom's family and be like, how much of what percentage do you want? And
Yeah,
you can have it. And I'll take whatever's left because you will still make money no matter what. Even at 15%, you would end up still making money.
for sure. For sure.
Ridiculous world we live in. Anyways,
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the world's ridiculous, man.
She-Hulk, do we want to talk about it?
Yeah, man, we want to talk about it. We want to talk about that. I'm just gonna run down the craziness I saw because I don't usually be watching shit, and then I just happen to watch stuff. And I decided to get in my bag and start watching things again. So She-Hulk was one of them.
Yeah.
Oh boy, your boy decided to stream something. The internet caught me so bad with a comment that I saw on Facebook that had me hunting through finding stream sites on Sunday on my phone because
Oh,
I was just in my basement and I just didn't want to have to come upstairs and look for it. Plus, I don't have a browser on my TV, so I'd either have to go through the
oh, for
PS5
sure. Yeah, yeah.
and I don't want to put streaming shit on my PS5 because that would
That's
be
fair.
disastrous. So Samsung S8 it is. Yo, I watched the Candace Owens documentary.
Oh God.
It's an oh god eye roll at first, and then it's like, oh well, okay. What? Really? Did you? Okay. But then I fucked myself because whatever site it was on, I don't know what website it was on officially, but whatever website it was on, now I keep getting advertisements for their shit on my YouTube.
Yeah, yeah.
It messed up my advertisements on YouTube where I used to get like advertisements for like the Sony Samsung TVs, and I would get annoyed with the damn song they played every
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
Now I'm just like, I get a documentary for a dude asking like a woman what is a woman, and then he's like, and it's the same avatar, and it's the same advertisement every time, and it's a guy like it's a girl saying, "Your sperm does not make you a man."
Oh
Then
my
what
God.
does? It's a constellation, and every time that's the exact 5 second part where you can skip, and every
Yeah.
time I skip it, it's a constellation. I don't like you will not make me watch this like you made me watch the other one.
Whenever I watch something on YouTube that I'm like, I actually don't want to watch this, I actively go into my history and delete the video. Like I know, it's funny because I know most people don't even think to do that.
Wait, delete what video?
You can go into your history and delete videos you viewed so it doesn't fuck your algorithm on YouTube. Yeah, see, most people don't know this. So if you go on YouTube and you watch a video, the view still counts towards the video, but you can delete the video in your history. Like you see all the videos you've watched and you just delete the ones
Oh,
you
so
didn't
if you
watch.
watch like one Patrick CC video, you won't end up getting like 9 Patrick
Exactly.
CC recommendations
Right, right,
and all the gamer feeds and all the.
right.
Oh my goodness, yes.
So
Because
you can clean
sometimes
up your feed from the algorithm so that it stops feeding you certain
yo, man,
things. Yeah.
Danny be watching these gardening shits and he's like how to try on your and like trying on dresses type things. And
Yeah, yeah.
boy, listen, my shit is messed up, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on anymore.
Yeah, I do that all the time because like sometimes I'll watch a video and then it'll be like it'll suggest something and like let's say a freestyle battle and it's two guys that I don't care about and I don't like and the freestyle battle's not good and I'm
Yeah.
just like, well, this was a waste of my time. But because I know the algorithm's going to be like, oh, you watch these two guys, so you want to watch more battles with this guy and this guy. And I'm like, no, I don't.
No,
I
I
just
don't.
click it and then I never get videos for those guys.
Yeah,
So
I'm
this
deleting mad videos right
yeah, yeah.
now.
YouTube is funny like that. It's
YouTube
one of
is
the only things that I appreciate because you can't do that on like Instagram or any of the other
no,
social
that's
medias. You
true.
can't
Once you're
tell
done,
it
you're
like
done.
yeah, like if I could tailor my algorithm and like play with things,
Mm-hmm.
I would because like sometimes you go on Instagram, you scroll on Instagram, you click on one cosplay girl, you get
You're done.
cosplay
You're
girls.
done. You're done.
Then you get then you start getting like the cosplay girls who are just half naked. So sometimes to fix my algorithm, because I don't like being on the bus scrolling through my feed, and then there's a girl wearing like a G-string version of like Jean Grey, or Emma like the what's her name, Diamond White Queen,
Yeah.
Emma Frost.
Emma Frost.
So, like, or Madeline Pryor, like you're just scrolling and all of a sudden it's girls wearing like the costume, like comic book accurate outfits of, of Emma Frost, which is the bustier, like a thong and a white coat. And you're like,
shouts to Sarah Masai Kai or Sarah Kai Masai, whatever. Shouts to that cosplayer from Montreal. But
right. Yeah, all these cosplayers are dope and respect to them, but I don't want to be in public. And I've seen guys like
actually, no, respect to them, but respect to your boyfriend for having the time to taking up photography so he can take pictures of your crazy, wild ass who doesn't want to actually get a job, just so some other nigga isn't going to be taking pictures of you in next to nothing, as you call them, lewd photos every day, and then probably getting one in on you because
lewd's not nudes. It's like,
right?
We get it.
Stop it. Like, bro.
So that's it. So what I always have to do on my Instagram is I have to click on the search.
Yeah.
And then you essentially just scroll through your search, and things that you've also liked in the past will start to show up. So I'll start literally just clicking everything that's comic book related and just liking it. And then my algorithm will change in a day. It'll go back to normal. But you have to literally force it to do that. You have to go to your search and like click on every comic book and every Lego and every action figure picture and click like. And then within a day, your algorithm will fix itself. But you click one cosplayer again, it throws it right back. It's so fucking ridiculous. It's funny. And that's the thing. Like, and I did a podcast today, The Dumbest Timeline, and with the girl we were talking about how crazy it is when these algorithms and like the metaverse and all this stuff and how it's going to lead to these really weird potential places. And we were talking about the fact that I was explaining to her that you have deep fakes for people's faces. They now have AIs that recreate people's voices. They do concerts in virtual spaces like Fortnite, Minecraft, and Roblox. And then you have hologram technology that they're using to bring people back from the dead. Within 5 years, we're going to have... Yeah, you remember they did Tupac at Coachella.
Oh, yeah, Tupac, right.
So if you're doing Tupac at Coachella and you have an AI that could recreate Tupac's voice, you have an AI that can try and figure out how Tupac would rhyme, and then you have a deep fake that you can put over someone's face, a la Kendrick Lamar that we just saw in his last video, where the deep fakes were pretty good on some of those people. Next thing you know, you're going to have people just recreating rap songs by artists and then releasing that.
But you didn't hear about the AI rapper that was made by a white person that said nigga, and they got got his ass out of here. Yeah, so.
Yeah, but I'm saying that they're
going to do it again.
You're going to have some kid who likes dropping N-bombs but is white, who knows enough about computers, who's going to design a black rap avatar and is going to just write and create the most ridiculous racist BS idea of what blackness is, because the technology exists for them to do that now. And that's something like, those are the red flags that we pay a little attention to.
They can't do that now because they did that their first time out. That's what the AI rapper did, and then he got signed and then quickly unsigned because he did that exact shit. Oh, look, I'm arrested again. Like, stop.
But that's the thing. That was a white avatar, because that guy wasn't even black. Wasn't the avatar? The avatar didn't.
The avatar was like, what's the word?
Oh yeah. Racially ambiguous.
That's the word. He was ambiguous. Had green hair and it was all kinds of light skin. It looked like freaking what's his name? Gucci Gang.
Yeah.
But yeah. No,
it's
not Gucci Mane. It looked like the guy who made that song, Gucci Gang.
Yeah,
which I'm not gonna get into. Little Pump.
Yeah,
sorry.
Oh yeah.
But that's what the AI rapper looked like. He looked like Little Pump.
All of Lil Wayne's kids,
Wayne's kids. You think? Actually, quick sidebar. You think Wayne should get money for all them kids, like a percentage for all of them that got signed that made millions, for all the people that say Wayne is signed to Island Def Jam that's owned by Columbia, right? And then Little Pump, Little Durk, Little this one, Little that one. They all come out
Red.
All Trippy Red. All these niggas signed to Columbia. Yeah. You know it's Wayne's babies. You don't think Wayne should get a check. I feel like Wayne should get
a check.
In a sorry.
In the right world.
In a right world.
if anything, at the very least, put him on as a writer and just give him a credit and just cut him checks. Because you're like half of these kids, their entire styles are based off of mimicking either aesthetically or his sound. And it's just like, wow, what are you gonna do?
Right.
Just do it. Yeah. So he should get a cut though. Oh, what did our boy Proto Man write?
Plenty of YouTubers use an anime girl avatar that are 100% just some fat dude in Ohio, from
Oh
Ohio.
yeah.
Yeah,
I know
for sure.
that. Like, but that part I get. Like, I know people put up avatars to just do whatever. Like, when I in the podcast when I recorded with my friend today, I mentioned, if people don't remember, the movie Surrogates with Bruce Willis, where he's a detective investigating murders, and it's like people are killing the real people who have their surrogates out on the outside.
Mm.
And I was telling her, I was just like, yeah, we already live in a world where people use these avatars to be whoever they want to be. That's been the situation.
Yeah.
And then you have books and movies like Ready Player One, where the whole idea is that you get to be avatars in the Oasis and you can do whatever you want. Hell, even the movie Avatar, the fucking dude is inside some weird fandangled blue Nari creature pretending to be one of them.
Till he gets his brain transferred because his body
Yeah,
died.
fucking stupid ass.
It's every white man's dream. What do you mean?
To
Damn.
download yourself into an Aboriginal
Yeah,
body and then pretend.
Aboriginal
Yeah,
body. That was literally like, here, bro. And then 2 years later, what? Get Out came out. Stop giving them ideas.
Yo,
shit.
Facts.
Hey, fuck, if we die and I'm old and decrepit, I could come back and download me a nigga.
Yeah.
No. Stop.
Yeah. Yo, that's such a scary thought. But yeah, ideally, that is what some of these people do want to do with the technology. They really do want to create these insane avatars and actually become those people. And I think that is very interesting, that there's going to be so many people trying to figure out ways to do that. And, then you're going to have full industries based entirely on trying to make your avatars even better, redesign. And man, maybe we should all be going into computer tech, because all these people are going to need it.
I'm a sysadmin for a reason.
Yeah.
So I know how to shut down security when they try to get one uppity on me, please. When they come out with a wild group of supervillains that just happen to be 7-foot tall black men called the Monstars, and all the white people are scared. No. I know those are Terminators. I'm gonna find a way to shut them down. That's for damn sure.
Right.
We are out here.
Yo, Mike K. That's the thing. I would say, so Mike K wrote mental illness. Like, I would say maybe it's mental illness that leads people to just want to hide behind avatars. But at the same time, because the world is such a fucking mess, I can't hate on people who are just like, maybe I don't want to be this person in this real world, and I could be this other character in this virtual one and find myself way happier.
Until the line gets
blurry.
blurred.
Yeah.
Until you start forgetting.
Yes. Until you start like developing full-on emotional connections to people inside these virtual worlds where you've never met them. And it's not even catfishing at that point, because you're both playing these avatars and you're not even quote unquote these real people anymore. That's where it starts. So I would say that's the part where you start to question if it might be mental illness or something like that.
That's when the option of, hey, can I just download myself into the game starts coming, and then
speaking of shows, the show Pantheon, you've watched Pantheon?
I think possibly, yes, I have.
That's the one where where they show you the guy's brain getting scanned, the Indian dude.
Yeah.
Yo, if anyone's looking for a pretty crazy show, AMC put out Pantheon, and I gotta say that those first few episodes, I haven't caught up because I was on vacation and stuff. But man, if that shit is scary, where you start to think like there's people who just do not care. And like so the show is about them trying to figure out a way to digitize human consciousness, which we've,
wasn't there another show about that where a guy died?
There's 100 shows about that already.
Yeah.
But this show it's an animated show, so that you can do even crazier things on
you can do what you want.
Much cheaper budget. But it starts off where there's this company in India that has been kidnapping people in slums, and they were the test subjects to see if they could figure out how to scan. And when they finally got the tech up to a certain level, that's when they decided to kidnap one of their one of the best scientists they had in their company, who was potentially going to leave. They catch that dude, and then they like essentially kill him. They grab him, they copy his mind, they throw it into the program, and they leave his dead body. And now that he's a digitized version, they have him running in a loop that he doesn't even realize. And they have he doesn't sleep. They just have it looping that once he finishes his day, it restarts the next day, and he thinks he's slept and done stuff. And it's just so depressing to think that. But the crazy part is, throwing back to other conversations I've had, if companies could figure out a way to enslave people to do work and not have to pay them, they would do that shit again.
100%.
100%. They already do not want to pay you. If you're listening to this right now, your job does not want to pay you. They're paying you because they legally have to.
Yep.
If they could figure out a way to not pay you and get you to do the work, they would do it. And that's why they try to get as much work out of you for every dollar they pay you.
Yep.
So next time someone tries to put this bullshit and tell you that you're quiet quitting because you're just doing your job, just remind them that you're working your wage and you do not have to do extra, because if they want you to do extra, they should pay you extra.
Shout out to my teammate. He was, the other day, we were just like somewhere at a data center, and it's super funny because you have the one half of my team, this new team that I'm on, where you have like the guys that are like diehards up there at 8 and like it's 7 p.m. You still see people online, and like we're an Indian run company, so it's like a global company. Everybody's chatting. I'm getting think messages Saturday, Sunday, all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And then you have my partner, my buddy, who's like, what 6? No, he's like, my day finishes at 6.
Yes.
He's like, I'm out this bitch. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, all right.
Dude, that's honestly one of the reasons I kind of like, I like my job. And, my job, thankfully, my boss understands work-life balance. So she doesn't ask us to put in, like, you do the job. This is what you're paid. This, like, you're doing
the time you're paid to.
Yeah. But like, I like the job I do now is the type of job where I could do more at any time.
Mm-hmm.
But when I worked at the call centers, I kind of like the idea that, like, I can't take this home with me. When I leave the office and that computer is there for me to do the calls and that's your phone system, I can't do that from home. So you can't expect me to do anything else. I'm not checking emails because there's nothing I could do. Even if I check the email and it's like, yeah, man, this thing's not working. Cool story, bro. I'm not going all the way into the office to fix the thing for you.
Sorry, dude. Yeah. No.
Yeah, call somebody else. That's why we have other people who work the other shifts. So that's, I actually like that. And same thing when I worked at the hospital. When I worked at the hospital, I can't take my job home. I'm registering patients. Well, I'm gonna register people over the phone. No, here, put this in a computer. Okay, I'm done. I get out. I go home, and you get to actually separate yourself. That's one of the reasons that sometimes I liked being in the office, because at the end of the day, I separate myself. Like on Mondays, because at my office now, we work Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays in office.
Okay.
So Monday night when I leave feels like one of the most freeing nights, because I leave my laptop at the office and I can't do work even if I wanted to. Okay. Even if something hits me and I'm like, oh, yo, this client really wanted these 2 songs to be added. And I just remembered, you know what, let me just download them now. So tomorrow I can just upload them, redo the playlist and push it. It's just like, nah, can't do it.
I can't do it. Yeah.
You'll get that song in another day? Like, sorry you didn't get to hear Taylor Swift on Tuesday morning. You'll hear her Wednesday afternoon. Good for you. Like, y'all need to calm down with this. But yeah. So just again, your boss would not pay you if they didn't have to. I'm looking at you.
Definitely not. All y'all.
Just reminder. And they will replace you if they can.
Definitely. Oh man, they don't care. They just what?
That's why it's good that I feel one of the things that used to happen back in the day is people would get replaced by younger people because they were cheaper, but the younger kids now also know the value of the work. So they're not they're not coming in at like, yeah, you could pay me 30,000 to do what that guy was doing for like 62.
No, they're like, you can give me 100,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, they're like, but you have no experience. I know.
Yeah, I know. I have no experience.
I have no experience. 100,000.
Yeah, exactly. It's so wild.
Because they're literally like, nigga, I could go over there, post 9 times and make $1 million in a year. You want to fuck with me?
Right. Yeah, dude, it's wild.
These kids know it better than us, so it's kind of like,
They
you know
really
what?
do. They
You
really
can
do.
just go ahead. You can do
I,
what you want, 23
I
year
had
old.
a I had a dude that used to work with me, and I remember he does the tech stuff, E&L, so like equipment
Mm-hmm.
and at one point he did a project and somehow some like Saudi prince dude got wind of his knowledge. Next thing I know, Mance is moving to Saudi Arabia, leaving. He leaves the company. I'm like, oh, yo, where are you going? Like, what company? He's like, I'm
Saudi.
moving to Saudi Arabia. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's just like, some Saudi prince heard about the install that I did at this place because his friend who owned the place like told him about how good of a job I did. So he hit me up and said, "Hey, I heard my boy vouched for you. I need you to come over here and do this whole new tower something that we're building. I want you to do all the equipment, do the whole thing." And the guy was just like, "What?" Like, yeah, man, you seem like you know your stuff. And yeah, here's the salary. We're gonna put you up. We're gonna give you this, this, and this. And the guy was just like, he didn't even think about it. He said, okay, and like sent the letter for resignation the next day. Didn't even do the 2 weeks.
Yo,
Didn't do the 2 weeks.
let, let me put it this way. When I saw the money my job was trying to give me, I
Yeah.
almost didn't do the 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you're just like, oh, but y'all been fucking me.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
so you're just like, nah, I'm out.
Yeah. I'm out. Yeah.
You guys been just laying your foot into my backside saying, oh, yeah, this is what you're worth. And here comes some other person that's like, we don't even know you, let alone have your CV. But here's this.
Yes.
And you're like,
and that's
2 weeks?
why, dude, and that's why some of the kids are just like, yeah, I'm not going to accept like $30K just because I graduated the business program. Guess what?
I see their mom made $30K and how her back's broken and she's still working. They don't want to be their moms, bro.
You're right. So yeah, they're like sitting there being like, my mom put me through college working 2 jobs. I'm not going to turn around and try and work 2 jobs to pay off this little bit of debt that I have. No, you're going to give me a salary so I can pay off this debt in 1 year. And if I even like being here in 1 year after I've paid off my debt, maybe I'll say I probably will leave because I just needed you to pay off the debt. I'm good. Like,
I had an old system of sending emails at the old job, and the new whippersnapper came in who was fresh out of school, as they were when they were coming in, which is why I left. And the whippersnapper is like, yeah, you know that thing you do with the emails? I'm like, yeah, where I just copy paste and send an email. He's like, yeah, I just made a script, so that's all automated. I'm just like, I don't know if I should applaud you for your quick-wittedness or be so disgusted at how incredibly lazy you are. I don't know, but I'm worried. I'm super worried.
Yeah, because some people will be like, oh, the script is him being efficient, but it's also like, did you need a script in that moment? Like,
did you need to take 2 hours, allocate that 2 hours just to make a script so that you wouldn't have to take 15 minutes on a Monday to do that? Bruh.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's so, yeah,
15 minutes. It's just scary. I'm scared.
I wrote a script. That's the other thing, though. They do all be out there being like, yeah, I put a script in Excel to do this now. And I'm like, cool. And it's funny because on my team, I'm one of the few people who knows how to do all the coding for Excel so that when you put in certain pieces of information, everything just comes out.
Yeah.
And I have people on my team who don't know Excel that way.
Right.
And the only reason I know Excel that way is because I took INT 290 at Concordia. Shout outs to INT 290. Not shout outs to the student teacher I had who like I hit on because I thought she was cool and she ended up being one of the worst people I ever met in my life. But yeah. She's a you know when people say a girl's a bad bitch and they mean it as a compliment, she's the one they'd mean it as an insult. Like that's
so she was just evil.
Evil. Skinny, when I tell you evil, Skinny, I thought I remember she told me a story once. She told me something she did once, and as she said it, she laughed. And I was just like, my God, why are you laughing at this? Also, I remember she's not black, by the way. Okay. And I remember the amount of times she would try to tell me that she was more black than me because she liked things like BET. And I would be like, yo,
if I don't listen
here, you Tyler Perry wannabe motherfucker, just because you think you. By the way, we got to talk about that episode of Atlanta.
Yeah.
I don't know
because I've seen it, and hey, you know me, I don't love Tyler Perry, so that episode is my
I'm not a Tyler Perry fan either. Like, I get that some people will say Tyler Perry has made such huge steps for Black content. And I understand that he did build a huge studio in Atlanta and he has helped establish a
Yes.
very big foundation. The fact that a whole bunch of those Marvel movies are filmed in Atlanta, partially because of him, I will give credit where credit's due.
Right.
He built the Oval Office that you see in most TV shows is his Oval Office
Yeah.
because he recreated like one of the most accurate Oval Offices on a set ever. So I get that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
at the same time,
You shuck
Medea,
and jived as
yes,
Medea forever.
I'm
Stop.
sorry. Like I get that it's minstrel show, bamboozled, Spike Lee's bamboozled. It's all the things that a whole bunch of Black directors have been talking about for a very long time.
You went and
That
did it with
he,
tap dancing shoes on
yeah,
just to
and
collect the check.
this dude came along and did it. He did the tap dancing and turned the money into other things, which is good. But it's hard to watch the tap dancing and not get mad at the tap dancing.
Been mad at the tap dancing. I never
Been
watched a
mad.
Medea. I never watched a
Never.
Medea movie. I think by mistake I watched one and I was like, what the hell am I watching? And it's weird.
And then one of the other things that really sucks is he does all this stuff, and then recently, like he has a whole bunch of them on Netflix. These like new projects that he's doing, Tyler Perry Presents or whatever. People just are out there laughing at the shows because like the bad cornrow wig doesn't fit this person's head, or the match actions for scenes don't make sense, or the continuity, like glasses are here on one scene and then the glasses over here in the next, and all this stuff. And people are just like, dude, you're making these movies so fast and so cheap that you're making mistakes and you're not even trying to fix the mistakes, or you're hiring editors who aren't or people who aren't catching the mistakes. And then but then you're just like, well, what? So it's like, what do you mean so?
Shouts to Atlanta and pointing that out. But first, She-Hulk, because that's what everyone's here for.
Okay, right, She-Hulk. So I called it after episode 2 back in August.
Yeah,
at least that part.
Yeah, you did call that part about Homeboy being evil.
Oh yeah, I mean that part. Yes,
Oh,
I was actually talking about Scar showing up at the end.
Oh yeah, well yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
But like we gotta clip that up and be like, hey, we called it, and we need to get those points because Kevin, I know you're watching.
Yes.
I really know you're watching now. You made a whole joke about the fact that you're watching. So Kevin,
yeah.
Whenever you want to bring us on and make us a part of the MCU as the official like podcast of the MCU, other than Ant-Man's, holler at your boys, please.
Yeah,
because we're here and we be predicting these things ever since Punisher.
Yeah.
So just let us know. Actually, we predicted ever since X-Men. So just
yeah.
Come on.
We've been calling shit. Well, that's the other thing. Even if you don't want to admit that we're calling shit, you have to at least acknowledge that if Kevin is planning all this stuff, that we are
something.
Yeah, but let's say he's not listening. If he's not listening, we are just as on par with Kevin as Kevin is.
Yeah.
If you know what I like. If he's not listening to us, it just means we have the exact same. We see the exact same lines.
Wavelength. Yeah. Which is even weirder. I want to have that conversation so bad.
Right. So it's like, oh well, like you could play it up however you want, but if you look back at our stats and all the things we've called, all the things we've predicted, we are on the same fucking wavelength, calling the same shit. And you know what? We'll continue. We're going to continue. Like right now, I'm going to say this. I think in the next 2 to 3 years, they're going to slow down with the Marvel production because I think I'm telling you, they have to realize they're saturating the market to a point where everyone is criticizing the quality of Phase 4, and the projects sound like they're having like when you're hearing that Blade is having issues, you're hearing that like they're pushing things back, they're moving this around. I was telling somebody today, the Spider-Man movie that we saw, the last one, No Way Home, and how they re-released that special edition. I don't think the special edition is a special edition. I think the special edition
is the one the movie we were supposed to get.
Is the movie we were supposed to get. They didn't have the time to finish everything, so they released what they had that chopped together well enough, and said, "Okay, here, take this for now." And we're going to re-release it in a few months anyways and tell you the whatever extra quality, blah, blah, blah bullshit that we're going to tack on just so you guys go back to the theaters to watch the actual movie we wanted to release.
Yeah. Shouts to the only time I'll shout him out now because it's hard signing up for him. Shouts to Kanye for doing that with that album. Because ever since he updated his album live on Spotify and like that,
Yeah,
which is The Life of Pablo,
everyone.
everyone's been doing day one patches with their shit. It's not just video games anymore. It's literally
Yeah,
like you can patch a movie. So they're patching She-Hulk, they're patching this. I also think, okay, because you know how there's like the weirdos that come out, right?
yeah.
So the weirdos, and one of them lives down the streets. I feel bad for you, Memo. The weirdos that would be calling it the MCU are the same ones
Oh,
are the same idiots that are complaining about the quality. Are the same idiots that are complaining about how the stories aren't as good. Are the same idiots that are complaining. So you know what I'm saying? Like once one idiot gets loud, the rest of them
yeah,
get loud, and it just seems like everyone's complaining about saturation and quality, where it is a problem with saturation and quality, but you're
yeah,
just hearing it more now because of all the idiots just like, why is every character a girl? Because nigga, you don't read comics.
yeah. Yo,
Why is She-Hulk there? She shouldn't be as strong as Hulk. She-Hulk's always been there. She-Hulk has always broken the fourth wall. She-Hulk has always done this. She-Hulk has slept with mad people.
right.
She-Hulks. What's wrong with you? If you don't
Like,
like it, just be quiet and yeah. Can we take away people's ability to everyone to have opinion now?
yeah.
Social media craze is over. Can we have people now subscribe for social media now? So the
Mm,
broke niggas can't
mm.
afford it.
Preach,
And then
preach, preach.
we won't need to hear your opinions because this is getting dumb.
Facts.
That's it.
Because this stuff is not like these are not. You do not aren't guaranteed the rights to talk on social media platforms. These are private companies. They can kick. If
All y'all.
tomorrow Twitter said we're kicking all y'all off, Twitter could kick all of us off and be like, you have to re-sign up and you got to pay for it. They could. People would be mad, but they could do it.
Yeah,
So
because
to go on there and use the platform to say such stupidness and to gatekeep without being informed what you're gatekeeping, like people who are gatekeeping, being like, "Why is a She-Hulk?" It's like, okay, but you're gatekeeping a universe where you don't even know what the original source material is. I'm not even trying to gatekeep. By all means, learn your stuff, but for you to gatekeep, like,
and then you try to mask it with, oh well, it's society's way of degrading and taking away of destroying masculinity, and I'm just like, what the
like,
you being worried about society taking away your masculinity is what's wrong with
yeah,
masculinity.
yeah,
You
yeah,
damn snowflake. And I hate even to use the term snowflake because that's too harsh or nice for you. Like you guys are just like whatever the stuff that made Toxic Crusader.
yeah, yeah.
These people are. You're that sludge. Like what? Where'd you come from?
Yeah, yeah, man.
Where'd
Yeah,
you come from where your brain is like this, and then you're trying to tell me that I need to meditate because it would open up my eyes because I'm being blinded by the fact that I like comic books and that
yeah,
I don't care that I'm seeing a girl version of a guy version character that's already had 4 movies.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
What?
I only ever complain about when they race bend characters because I'm like, please stop race bending characters
Yeah,
every
the
2
race
seconds.
bending thing is wild annoying, but like, oh, why'd She-Hulk have to sleep with Daredevil? Yo, Daredevil's been a slut. Matt's a
Yeah,
sloot. Been sloot.
and,
Sloot.
and like they're mad when they find out. Like that's the thing I find so weird. You guys see these comic book characters as like avatars of yourself. Speaking of avatars again, you like to live through vicariously through these characters. That's one of the reasons that you connect with these comic books. You're hoping that you could be like this blind lawyer gets more pootie than anybody you know, and you're like, man, I hope I could be like him. And then he shows up on She-Hulk, hooks up with She-Hulk with Jen, and you guys are mad, like, oh, they're ruining his character. This is nothing like Netflix. Yeah, it's not like Netflix. Which, by the way, on Netflix, he was still hooking up with people. I don't understand.
Karen Page and Night Nurse and
Yeah.
Elektra. That guy's
Luke
slang
Cage
for a block. Yeah.
and Jess, what's her name?
Yeah.
Jessica Jones. Didn't they break a bed?
Yes.
Like
They broke it. But like
they've been doing this stuff. That's why it's so weird to see these people. No one complained when that show did it, but She-Hulk sleeps with Matt Murdock, and everyone's just like, "What the hell?" It's like, yo, what?
no,
I
but
don't
like
understand.
for real, and this is no diss. When did like obviously it's none of our people that we know because y'all are our people, but when did like really, really, really like right wing white men get so fragile?
Oh,
Because
that's
y'all had eight was it 8 years of Trump?
They've been fragile. That's the problem. They've always
But
been fragile.
but
They've always been.
but lately it's kind of like guys, just
They've always been. Yeah,
I
that's the thing. They were always this fragile.
it's
They were
soup.
they
It's
they are like the fine china in a box being carried by an idiot, and it's just all tumbling over and breaking. That's how they've always been. And but they are the first ones to point at you and be like, it's just a joke. Can't you? It's like, listen,
but
we can all take the jokes. It's
yeah.
you guys who, when you try to make a joke, you go too far most of the time because your joke will be just outright racist. Like your joke will be like hard R, and it's just like, why? What? How's this?
Yeah,
Why is
no,
this a joke?
I don't, I
Or
don't, I don't know. I don't know.
yeah,
But as to say, She-Hulk breaking the fourth wall so hard that she literally broke the fourth wall and met up with an AI named Kevin that was supposed to be Kevin Feige.
yeah,
I liked it because, to
oh,
be
that was funny.
honest, yeah, if they went the original route or the dude hulking out and then all that,
Yeah.
I would have been more mad at that. So I'm glad they did that. And that dude,
Quick question though:
yes.
does the serum exist now though? Because that's the only thing I don't understand. With her breaking the fourth wall and talking to Kevin, the
Yes.
serum that Todd uses,
Yes.
and she says, "Can we get rid of that?" Did
Right.
she just get rid of the serum, or does
Okay.
the serum exist and he just never took it?
So Multiverse of Madness, right?
Right?
Okay. There are two. She-Hulk created two splits.
Interesting. Okay. Okay.
One where that shit happened, streamlined down the middle,
Okay.
and one where she broke out and did her
Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
So,
I'm down with that.
so if the serum does exist, it's here
Yeah. In an alternate
where
timeline.
Homeboy hulked out and they did all that, and Hulk didn't come back. It did come back and he fought
Yeah.
Abomination. And then
Yeah.
there's what she did where she met up with Kevin and did that, and that's an actual thing. Except for she just, I guess, in that timeline we saw it, or she didn't see it, or people
Right.
didn't see where she went when she came back.
Right.
So she might have just dipped and then came back and things were different. Or at
Yeah,
the
'cause
time that she changed it, it created a new timeline. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah.
that was my only question when I watched that episode, because the episode's solid. I like the direction. I wouldn't have minded that level of fourth wall breaking with the whole Kevin thing, maybe an episode before the finale, so that the finale could have been more in line with how the show had been. But they did kind of build up to this throughout the whole season, so I can't be mad at them showing us who they are and as writers and creators.
Well,
The
this
only
show's for
thing
sure
was,
getting a season 2, so I think that's why they made the finale like this too.
yeah. My only thing was like, did the serum actually get it created? Did Abomination know that he was working with the intelligentsia? Because the way it was shot, it came across like he was just doing his usual
The
like
retreat
escape
talks.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
his retreat talk, and actually didn't know who those guys were.
Probably not.
Yeah, that's the vibe I got. But I wasn't sure, because I was like, maybe Abomination does know what's going on.
No, I think Blonsky's like legit good now. Not good,
Okay,
but
I'm
like
hoping.
he's reformed.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
He has no reason to do all that craziness and whatever. Which also, wasn't the Hulk and him the same size?
Yeah, but I mean, the new Hulk, what's his name, Hulk, Professor Hulk
Yeah.
is smaller though. That's what one of the
Oh.
yeah, Professor Hulk is like,
He's smaller.
yeah, he's not as big as the Hulk. That's why I thought in Endgame, when they go back and he sees the Hulk throwing stuff and throwing a tantrum,
Yeah.
and then he starts pretending to be the Hulk, I was
You
just
thought
like,
it was off.
I was like, Professor Hulk and who's the other one? Joe Fixit,
Yeah.
the
Or
gray
small-
one. Those guys are much smaller. They're like,
And Hulk.
yeah, they're essentially the size of, like, let's say Juggernaut, like just
Okay.
a big guy, not like the Hulk, who I imagine is like wouldn't fit through doors, you know, like,
Yeah, because Incredible Hulk, be it 2008 and Ed Norton, that CGI looked dope. He
yeah,
looked
yeah,
good.
yes,
Especially when he was like ripped and angry. He was like, I was just
Yeah.
like, oh shit. Like he looked good. So
yeah,
if that's what they could be like, yeah, that's what I used to be.
yeah,
And then it got smaller, and now I'm Professor Hulk. I'd understand.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Oh
see
yeah,
it
we
more
got
as like,
Scar. We got Scar.
yeah,
happened.
yeah. I know, and some people are saying Scar is going to end up being with the Young Avengers, that they've already introduced so many of them.
Yes, please, and 100% yes. Why? Because
Yeah,
who's
I
the
wouldn't
other
have mind
dude?
Hulkling though.
Who's the
because-
Chew? No, no, it was Amadeus Cho. Sorry,
Yeah,
hated him as Hulk. My dad.
Oh, really?
No, I wasn't a Hulk fan when he was down. Like,
Okay. I mean, I liked the only reason I really liked that is because it was the Incredible Hulk comic book, and then Greg Pak changed, like, brought in Amadeus, who believes in the Hulk, and then they made it the Incredible Herc
mm,
comic with Hercules working with Amadeus to try and find Hulk, like the Hulk, and it essentially turned into a Hercules comic book for the longest time. And then towards the end, like Amadeus starts like essentially becoming a Hulk, and all this other crazy shit starts happening, and people die, people come back, the usual comic book stuff. But I thought that was interesting, like that thread of building up to this version
right.
of the Hulk, and then on top of that, them dealing with the fact that Amadeus, who is one of the most intelligent characters in the MCU, well, in the 616 universe, he talks about how he didn't understand the Hulk was like a passenger, which is a common theme they talk about with the Hulk. Like the Hulk is like, I don't know if you guys ever seen the comic book, but the Hulk talks about like, when he's driving, I feel like I'm stuffed in the trunk of the car.
Mm-hmm.
And Amadeus Cho, there was moments in his comic book where he was the Hulk. He would like see flashes in his mind of the rear view and see the Hulk sitting behind him in the car.
Mm.
But he was still like the intelligent Hulk, so he wasn't really as worried about it. But it's interesting. That's the reason I liked it, because it dealt with a lot of the mental. But I could see as a MCU character, I don't really want to watch someone deal with the mental psychosis of being a Hulk. Like,
Yeah.
sorry. Like, run and fight people. Show me some cool shit. Blow up something, you know? Don't show me a little Asian kid sitting in a car seeing a Hulk in a backseat. That's boring.
Straight up, exactly. Yeah, I think this is gonna build. I think Scar might be a part of that or a World War Hulk. They alluded to the movie. Save it for the movie, as they said. So I mean, he's getting his own movie. They're gonna do a World War Hulk. How and why? I don't know how
Yeah,
they're explain. Actually, I know why. They're gonna kill Scar.
shit.
Yeah,
I was hoping they were going to do a prequel to the time where Hulk was on that planet before Thor showed up. Because that's World War Hulk. That's the story.
I mean that is the story of him conquering it, and then like him
Right.
fighting those people in the tournament and fighting Silver Surfer, and yeah.
Right.
But like
And they own the rights to all those characters again now.
But like him coming home and being big mad is what they want. Because they want after that, with the
Yeah.
world super distracted, they want to go right into Skrull invasion. So if when
Mm.
depending on Secret Invasion's coming out when?
Secret Invasion's coming out this year, no?
Okay, so then if they're doing it the other way around, then they'll do Secret Invasion. You might get your wish. You might get the prequel version of how he was conceived, but I really feel like they're gonna do something. Think Scar's too dangerous. Kill Scar. Hulk's gonna lose his mind. And then Kang's gonna be like banging on your bitch ass, and then
No.
the world's gonna be disasters. And Kang's like, "Oh look, you guys can't do nothing. Too bad." And he's gonna off the Avengers, and they're gonna be gone for like 10 years.
Jesus.
Or we're gonna get the young, because the only reason to make the young Avengers make sense is to get rid of the Avengers.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
It
get rid
sucks
of
though
the
because
Avengers,
they
have
can
the
both
young Avengers.
exist.
They can, but nobody cares. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to see the Teen Titans when Justice League's hanging out. You always got to find a way to dispel the Justice League and send them
Yeah.
off planet so that the Teen Titans actually, or Young Justice,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
more needed or palatable for your palate.
What do you do when X-Men show up then? Because then
Oh,
you
we're
have.
getting 10 years X-Men. The Avengers are gone. When after
Oh, I see. Okay.
After Kang Dynasty, maybe leading into Secret Wars or even after Secret Wars, if they bring X-Men back after Secret Wars, then we're getting 10 years of solid mutant shit. If
Holy shit.
Yes, if they go that far, maybe 5 years. If they don't, and they have the X-Men or mutants come before, and then they do, it all depends on when they do Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. Because
Yeah.
Kang Dynasty, he's beefing and he has time and he's ready to do this multiverse stuff. And then they get into Secret Wars, which if they introduce Doom or bring, like, you have no idea.
I mean, we all know Doom's coming at the end of this Black Panther movie.
You think at the end of the Black Panther movie?
The next Wakanda Forever?
Yeah, you think it's Doom 100%.
I 100% believe that the whole thing with the other secret company that's like mining for something that's trying to start a war between these two is Doom. I truly believe that. I could be wrong. They could be have thrown a lot of good red herrings in to throw me off, but based on what the story looks like, based on the comic book, based on the timing, you want to bring in Kang, you want to bring in the Fantastic Four. Like, how do you not have Doom? You can. I don't see how you bring in the Fantastic Four and Kang and that whole legacy of connecting Reed and hopefully connecting him to Kang as well and all that stuff, but you don't have the guy that he went to school with. He literally went to school with the dude. But hey, this is the same fucking not Marvel, but we live in the same world where they did a Venom movie without Spider-Man. So I guess anything's fucking possible.
Yeah, but that's only because Sony had it and they were really pushing for it. And does that really
Right.
make sense? No.
Stupid mistakes, but anyways.
Cool. That sounds like a good idea. I heard someone say that all of this with Daredevil and Born Again and how he's running around doing his thing is going to lead into the next Spider-Man movie being very much based on
Kingpin,
Dark
Mare.
Reign.
I
What's it
heard
called?
that too. I
Devil's
heard
Reign.
that too.
Yeah, and I'm almost like, okay, I'm here for it. I'm down. That'd be sick to introduce Matt into a Spider-Man movie like that. I'm down.
Oh wait, are you talking Shadowland? Sorry, the one where he goes evil.
No, not Shadowland.
Okay.
In Devil's Reign.
Devil's Reign. Okay.
Devil's Reign is where like Kingpin's mayor, he outlaws superheroes.
Right.
And then they're being chased.
Yeah, I see it. I just, God, man, Tom Holland. I guess I feel like you need the new Spider-Man movie to be him processing what he just lost, though. I feel like it'd be really quick.
Oh, it will be while he's dealing with that.
Yeah. I guess it's not impossible. See, that's the thing about Spider-Man being such a big IP. They'll never
with all this, put it this way, because with all the if say by Born Again, by the end of Born Again, that's 18 episodes.
Yeah, crazy.
Okay, so by the end of Born Again, say Kingpin's like he gets in, he runs for mayor, he gets mayor, he outlaws superheroes. Then that's how you get the Dark Avengers.
Yeah.
Instead of Norman Osborn, you have Kingpin do Dark Avengers.
Shit.
Have those Dark Avengers.
You're crazy.
I know, right?
How are you gonna have Kingpin do Dark?
Have Kingpin do the Dark Avengers. Have him via the Thunderbolts, but maybe not. But have Kingpin do Dark Avengers. Have those Dark Avengers hunt down or / eliminate or just subdue the actual Avengers.
Yeah.
And nobody and the reason why Devil's Reign would make sense for Spider-Man is because nobody remembers Spider-Man.
Right.
So
they remember Spider-Man.
They know but they don't know who he is.
Yeah, right.
But with these niggas are public as fuck. Everybody knows who Clint is. Everybody knows who Captain America is. Everybody knows who Falcon is. Shut him down easy. The only person who can literally stop them is the new guy, Daredevil, and friggin' Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah, because they wouldn't know where to go to get them to shut them down.
Bong.
Fuck.
That's how you would actually even bring in all the Netflix people, because all the established people are donezo. They can't do nothing. So then you need Luke, you need Jessica, you need.
So you're essentially describing blending Devil's Reign with Civil War, in which the street level people remember not the Civil War aspect of, but how in Civil War, because they're outlawed, the street level people all end up working together at one point. Because oh my God,
it could work.
That's crazy. It could. It just might work. It just might work. Hey, like we said, we're on the same wavelength with this dude. We throw these ideas out, and then next thing you know, the movies are made and the shows are made.
That's why I'm not mad with the MCU. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's so bad." I'm like, "Nah, I've pretty much written this shit. I'm okay."
Are you worried about the space stuff though? Because Eternals and Guardians?
Eternals was definitely like a misstep, but they're going to explain that Celestial in the water one at one point.
Right? Yeah, there's a fucking huge Celestial.
They'll get to it
coming out of the.
They referred to it in She-Hulk, so they're gonna they'll get to it. I feel like She-Hulk was a jump off. It's like, don't worry, we'll get to it. Show, we're just gonna give you this because some people want to laugh, but we're putting in these hints to let you know that we know, and we'll get to it. So
we're paying attention. Yeah.
In terms of space, just from the little mini trailer I saw of Guardians 3, I saw a lot of crying. So I feel like shit's gonna hit the fan for these guys.
Yeah.
Drax is dying for sure.
Yeah, because he wants out anyways. No, isn't that the other thing? He's just Batista's just like, I'm good.
Because Batista Batista's an idiot. He self-sabotages all the time and whatever. Like
Batista's standing on a rope bridge, cutting the ropes where he's gonna fall. He's not cutting it so that he's cutting the rope on the side where he will fall, and he's just like, whatever. Yeah, that's the vibe I get.
And I don't see them doing like unless they can they can replace him and bring in like Quasar or who is the other? Yeah, there was actually two Quasars, Quasar or the Marvel or somebody else like
Yeah.
Marvel's kids, somebody that they could just put on the Guardians. Like the Guardians is
Oh,
an ever
like
expanding team.
the Norvell kid, the other one.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
Norvell or even Nova. There's so many members of Guardians that they could easily just boot
My
him off.
buddy, my buddy hit me with a rumor today that the Nova project is going to be like werewolf, the werewolf one they just did, a
What?
special presentation, one shot type thing. That's the rumor he heard.
Cool. Keep it coming. You guys have your own streaming network. Do whatever you want.
But do you want one shot? Because it's not. They're not even movies. They're 1 hour episodes.
All right.
Okay.
You know why? Because later you could just bring him back and you're like, oh yeah, he's here.
True. Yeah, you already did.
I
his
don't need a
intro.
full movie because people are gonna get tired, annoyed with movies, and they start complaining and yapping like whatever. You know, if they had Disney
Yeah.
Plus back when Captain Marvel came out, I bet you they would have just done like 1 hour Captain Marvel. Here you go. Instead of
shit.
putting the whole movie out before Endgame, they would have just done that.
Especially because they just needed to introduce her,
Right?
which I think is which was doing her a disservice in my opinion.
It was.
But
It did.
Yeah, they just needed to introduce her, and they needed to introduce the Skrulls. If they had done a 1 hour special, yeah, I see what you're saying.
But with
Probably get a lot less hate too.
yeah, but with Carol now they can double. Listen, they can do so much with Carol where they can
Yeah.
double back in the second one. I'm still thinking that in the second one, it's even more now that they did the whole with Miss Marvel, bro. Rogue is stealing them powers, dude. Rogue is teething them powers.
But they have to. You can't introduce Rogue first.
Of course you can. Why not?
As one of the first mutants.
She was part of Mystique's team.
I know.
One of the first mutants. We've seen 3. Technically,
yes. No, I know.
Miss Marvel, Homeboy, and She-Hulk with the sword. Namor in like a month, not even.
Oh, the dude with the sword was
he's mutant. They even say he's a mutant. Like he has what's it called? Electrokinetic powers through his sword. He's a mutant. They're just throwing mutants in there to let you know that mutants been here. True. So it's not her being the first mutant. It's just her being a mutant that happens to work for somebody that's just gonna teeth her powers. And then you could have her in with the X-Men because they're not going to go into space, but if they want to, just bring back Carol Danvers and then she could be binary. And then we have another captain. It's just, it works. It works. Yeah. You don't want to work for us for that long. Go ahead and try being an actress outside. And then when you come back, you can be binary. Just
that it would be crazy. Yeah. I mean, I'm down to see what they do because the next phase stuff is going to be, they have to finish up the stuff for, first of all, fix Blade, give us Fantastic Four, give us the Black Knight thing, figure out the Eternal stuff,
give Blade.
Yeah. Figure out all the space stuff and consolidate it so that it's not split between all different projects. Like, is Thor in space now? Is he a space dude? Okay, so is Thor going to come across the Eternals? Are we going to do the thing where the gods start to cross over? Because even when Thor went to the home of the gods or whatever, I was like, wouldn't the Eternals technically be there because the Eternals have been recognized by civilizations as gods throughout history? Like, they essentially explained that in the Eternals movie, that a lot of the times they thought of the Eternals as gods. They would come to these planets and do all this stuff. So essentially they were gods. So now that you're at the Celestials Palace of the Gods, shouldn't Eternals be in that palace?
We're not going to see the Eternals again for a long time. And if at any point of redeeming them, they're probably going to do, they'll probably do what the current run is, which is Avengers versus X-Men versus Eternals.
Oh, yeah, I have those right here. When I picked up the variant covers when I was in Toronto. Eve of Judgment cover with the Celestial on the front. The another one with the Celestial with the Avengers and the Eternals standing Judgment Day. And then this is my favorite one. I got a Liu cover. Makes one of the nicest comic book covers.
This guy, at one point, at one point, Druid, I don't want to ruin it for you, but this one part.
Oh, you can ruin it for me. I've got these covers to frame. These aren't to read.
Okay.
I've never even opened these. So
Drew at one point, because Druig is the leader of the Eternals in those comics, in those stories, and
oh, interesting.
he wants. So they're trying to go at the X-Men because essentially something in those comics, something in their Eternals thing is that they're supposed to get rid of the deviants. And
Yes.
there's a thing saying that but essentially basically mutants
Mutants.
are deviants. So that's
Oh
why
shit.
the mutants are offspring are deviants, so that's why the Eternals are trying to eliminate deviants. Now, not all the Eternals are doing this, just some, the ones led by Druig. And then they
Yeah.
also expanded the Eternals that they're not just these little robot people anymore. They're actually like they can be like big ass type monstrous things. Eternals come in all shapes and sizes. So Druig recruits, is it Thanos' uncle or his no, it's his uncle. Yeah, it's Thanos' uncle who's still alive, who's crazy powerful. He goes to Mars. Mars currently in the X-Men comics is where Arakko is. Arakko is the other half of Krakoa.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
broke
Yeah.
off
Yeah.
in House of in 10 of X, or 10 Swords of X. They
Okay.
broke off. Why is Dave calling me? So Arakko's on Mars. All the Omega level mutants live on Arakko. That's Magneto, Storm, all of them. They're on
Oh. Okay.
Arakko, and then
Okay.
whoever's on Krakoa is the Quiet Council, and then the X-Men have like a tree in Central Park that leads to Krakoa, where the X-Men team of Cyclops, Jean, whatever, they all reside.
Right.
Those are the people in the comics. Thanos' brother, he's like, yo, you have I can let you out for an hour. Druig is like, I can let you out of this prison because he's in prison for being like a horrible person.
Yeah.
I can let you out of this prison for like an hour. You have an hour to go to Arakko and kill as many mutants as you can.
Oh, Jesus.
This nigga wipes out every mutant on Arakko in 13 minutes.
What?
Magneto, Storm, all of them gone. 13
Dead?
minutes. Dead.
Oh, but they're
but
are they still resurrecting them though?
So, but here's the thing. Okay. So oh my god.
Wild ass
While
story.
this is happening,
Yeah.
Eternals are taking Krakoa and going after their means of reproduction.
Yeah. Okay.
So basically, Eternals can die and be brought back. Mutants can die and be brought back. Mutants die and come back with memory, with uploads. Right?
Yes.
If you don't have the latest upload, this is what you get. Whatever.
Yeah.
Eternals.
Because they're using their psychics to mind transfer. Yeah. Okay.
But then Eternals come back and they have full memory and experience in the entire strategy. What just went down. So first time they go through, they start hitting them hard, killing mad people, blah, 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 to the point where they can't even have enough time to recover and get people back. Exodus goes in, blows up this big jam, and them. Same Eternal comes back, goes right for the reproduction thing. So at the time being, people who die be dead. Magneto, it's crazy.
All right, yo, I gotta start reading this.
It's good. I was like, wow.
Okay, well, hey, I feel like that's where if anything, is a good place for us to end off, because that is, I would tell people to go check that out. I would say people watch She-Hulk, and I don't want to because I'm down to. I actually want to go read that shit right now.
Go read that shit. We will come back with Atlanta because Atlanta's been killing it this whole season. I feel like we should just summarize. I'm sad to see the show go so much more now.
Yeah.
Now that they've been cooking up like these last 6 episodes, we're getting 10. So it's almost done, folks. And
and then we'll talk about House of Dragon next week too, because we'll have the finale by then. So there's a few things that we're
also crazy. Wow.
Say what?
That show is also crazy.
Yeah, it's been wild. I just watched the last episode right before this. I thought we'd get a chance to talk about it, but
the last episode I saw, it was homegirl who couldn't give birth, and she's just like Dracarys, almost like, you gonna burn yourself because you can't give birth?
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're probably gonna die anyways, but you know, like,
dude, so much has happened since then. This season finale is gonna be insane. Hopefully, you get to catch up, because I definitely have a lot of things I want to talk about.
I might watch an episode today, but then I caught the season 4 preview of Titans, and I was like, man, the show's still on. It survived.
Oh yeah. See, yeah. The trailer.
So maybe I'll go back and watch season 3. I have it queued up.
I know, right? I was tempted to too. Actually, because Raven's actually there now too, as opposed.
And she looks like Raven.
Yeah, which was cool.
And they cut down the team, and you're like, wait, okay, Tim Drake, you still don't have a costume, but that's okay.
Yeah. All right, man, dude. That's it. That's the whole show. Anything you want to tell people? Anything you want them to check out?
Man, just keep checking me on IG. I'm on TikTok now.
Oh,
Sadly,
okay, cool.
Action Figgy Skinny's on TikTok now. Just trying that out. 3 posts a day, seeing if I can catch a little of a blow up. I don't know. I'm just out here.
Hey, man. A lot of people doing big things on TikTok. Shout outs to Hip Hop Hoodoo.
Yeah.
Also to anyone who's out there who's a fan, you guys have probably seen it if you have YouTube. YouTube handles is going to become a thing. It's essentially going to be like all the other platforms. So they didn't roll it out yet, but essentially everyone will be able to have their slash and username.
Oh,
Yeah. So if you
like
already
like
have
if I have it on my channel.
yeah. So if
Thank
you
God.
already have over 100 subscribers,
Damn it.
you were already able to create your slash username. That's
Okay.
what they're going to create as your handle by default. If you're under 100, when they open it up, you'll be able to claim the ones you want. So just if you're watching this right now and you're big on YouTube, just pay attention to that stuff. You got an email, because I've gotten an email to every single YouTube account that I have, which is I have the fantastic the Free X Agents Media, the
Mm,
Brian Holiday,
mm.
and the what's the other one that I had? Oh, That's Canon that I created at the time, because I thought I was gonna do all those too. And all three of them I got hit with the email being like, "Hey, at handles is going to be coming. It's going to be
Yeah, I
coming
just got the
soon."
email today introducing.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually
So
think. Wow. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
so reminder to everybody. So if you guys are subscribers watching this, or if you're on YouTube and you just like using YouTube, just a heads up that's coming down the line. That's pretty much it, man.
Yeah.
That's the whole show, you crazy kids. We'll be back with another one next week with the crew. And yeah, I feel like that's pretty much everything we need to tell y'all. We'll be back. Peace, y'all.